And let me tell you some crazy shit I said while I was in. While I was in up Hagerstown, busting that ass. I mean, wow, man. One of the things I regret the most is that most of my talent excelled and matured, not in the university, in the institution.
After the fact.
It makes me think about what could have possibly happened had I went through the proper conditioning, you know what I mean, eating the proper foods, playing against the proper talent, you know what I mean, in the proper system. You know, what could I have been?
But you know what I say to that? Like, this is what I say to that, right? That's easy and all well and good when you're in a situation when you got a bed, you got a situation where you have not to say it for a bad term, but you have a schedule. Mm-hmm. Like you've got somewhere to be.
No question.
This point,
no
that
question.
point, that point.
Yep.
So when you out and you getting all that money, you ain't even conscious of time.
But
you're not worried about none of that.
Yeah, let me tell you the good thing about it was that though, because I became one of those guys. I don't know if I'm jumping too fast or not, but let me come out. Let me stay in prison for a minute, right? So man, doing my thing in there. I mean, so much that in Hagerstown you got house unit 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3 go to gym together, and then house unit 5 was kind of like the people that was in wheelchairs or whatever like that. So they go to rec with everybody, right? And then 2 and 4 go the next day, and still 5 go with them. I was busting that ass so bad up there that the lieutenants was having me come up to the gym on my off days, just so they can come over on their break and watch me play.
Every day.
You think what I'm saying? So, man, it was kind of like the talk. You know what I mean? And I said to those guys in there, man, I ain't got no business being in here with you niggas, no way. Nigga, next time I come back, I'm coming with the feds.
Now, let me ask you this. Hold on. Before we go there, let me ask you this. Did anybody give you any indoctrination on how to do jail time?
No, because I'm street, right?
Yeah.
So I'm street. So if you're a man anywhere.
You're a man.
You think what I'm saying? So with certain things, guys told me, about or whatever like that. But to me, it just was a society inside of a society. Shit that I wouldn't do in the street, I wouldn't do in there. I wouldn't hang with nobody that's on some in there. I wouldn't do that on the street. Yeah. You think what I'm saying? So it was like almost natural for me. And then, to believe it or not, if you play a sport exceptionally well, that's almost like a pass. You know what I mean? Because it's always somebody that step up. I had a homeboy right there was up there with me, right? He had 10 with no parole. I had 10. You dig what I'm saying? And they used to come watch me play, and niggas used to foul the shit out of me. But my arrogance or cockiness was like, Slim doing the best he could do. You know what I mean? I'm going to get right up and knock these motherfucking free throws down, and that's going to be it. Mm-hmm. Everybody will see ain't nothing he can do with me. There was never any fear or anything like that. But after the games, my homies ain't like that shit. They're like, yo, what's up with that nigga? Yo, don't foul you like that. I bust the nigga ass, but he doing the best he could do. You know what I mean? And he like, nah, Shorty, you going to get some rhythm this time for you go. I'll get that bitch if you want me to. No, yo, come on, champ. We ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Man, let's just go ahead and let me keep busting this nigga's ass. Y'all keep coming up watching me do it. And that's what it was. You know what I mean? So
that's a great, and people might not understand that, bro. You ain't got to be the leader of nobody. Nothing.
No.
You can give a dude that's doing all of that the word just off the basketball.
No question.
So like, bro, it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like, you can just calm that down. You know what I'm saying? That's a piece of power too that you're dealing with. That's
no question.
Ego too. And at the same time, you're getting money.
Yeah.
So it's like that's hard to deal with. So, all right. So we in what 90?
So I wanted to just make that point that I said next time I come through, nigga, I'm coming through with the feds.
Oh yeah.
And I also want to say this too, because even though I was away, right, in the back of my mind, man, I wanted to get back in school. I wanted to really get in school now. You know what I mean? It's like come from boot camp. I'm in the best shape of my life. You think I'm saying? And it's just like, man, you know what? I ain't gonna holler at Sam. I ain't gonna holler at Coach Wade. I ain't gonna holler at Pompey. I ain't gonna holler at JoJo Pop. I ain't gonna say to none of them guys. I'm gonna just try to get in school on my own. You know what I mean? Then once I get in school on my own, they hear that I'm doing all right. Then maybe I can go to them and say, boy, get me in a D1 or something like that. Because let me tell you, I'm always thinking about the next guy coming behind me. I knew I still was going to stack me a few quiet thousands, but I thought that if I wasn't flashing no more, if I wasn't hanging out in the clubs no more, if I wasn't driving no more, if I wasn't trying to just be in everybody's space all the time, that's the only reason why I was locked up. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Get back to school. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm gonna get this shit straight.
And this is after the 2.5?
This is at the 3.5.
Three?
So
You
yeah,
did 3.5.
I did a 3.5. Yeah,
You
yeah.
did 3.5. So you come out, you 23.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to be
Okay.
24.
You ready to be
When I get off
24,
home
right.
monitor, I'm 24.
24.
So I go on home monitor October the 18th, 1993. Right.
Okay.
So check this out. When I was out in the street, I had a guy who also went to Dunbar. He wrestled down Dunbar. Him and my brother that's 6 years older than me, they was like days apart. Both of them light skinned. My brother had a crooked head, though. He used to call him crooked head, right? So check this out. But
Real hood.
my man had started, he had started getting high. My brother was getting high too, but my other guy, he had started, going in, he was pumping, you know what I mean? So the last time I seen him, my fucking hands were swollen, tracks in his hand, tracks in his neck. I mean, he used to be light skinned, he was like darker than me, you know what I mean? And teeth was gone, all that shit, right? So when I finally get out on home monitor, I never forget the first day that I came out to go see my PO up on Guilford. We in the car, my girl drive me to Preston in Caroline, and I jump out. Pat jumps down, boy, give me a couple dollars, boy, give me a couple dollars. And like, shit, boy, we ain't got nothing, you better catch up with Slim. Catch up with Slim. Man, he was dope for him when I left. Oh yeah, well he ain't no for him no more, you can bet that, you know what I mean? So I'm like, can't even imagine, I can't even fathom it, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, let me get off here for you niggas, get me jammed up, you know what I mean? Leave there, from Preston and Caroline to Guilford Avenue, 6 minutes tops in the car, you know what I mean? As soon as I get around there, I see another guy. What's up, boy, you home? I know you seen your man. They talking about the same guy. Can't even fathom it, you know what I'm saying? So mind you, come back past my mother's house on my way, because I couldn't stay at my mother's house anymore. I couldn't be there. I was just barred out of there, right? Man, I go in, holler at my mom real quick, whatever, tell her I'm going on back home. Before I could get home, my mother had already left a phone on the voice recording that he had stopped by and left the paging number. Get the page number off, I go ahead and page him. To this day, I can still remember the conversation of him coming out to my house. He is the reason I get manicures now. You think what I'm saying? When this joker came to my house, glowing. I mean, shit was like, dude, complexion was like popping. Gold foot where the teeth was gone at, nails done. You know what I mean? I just looked at him and just could not stop laughing. You know what I mean? What the fuck you laughing at? I just couldn't believe it, man. It looked that good, boy. I was like, wow. And then he came straight out and propositioned me. You know what I mean? He said, boy, you give me $2,000 and then give me a big pullover feline coat. You know what I mean? He said, boy, check this out. I'm gonna come out tomorrow. I'm gonna bring this, that, and the third out. I'm gonna show you what we gonna do. I'm gonna show you what I want you to get off of it. And then what I want you to do is sit home every day. I'm gonna bring you 7 or 8 of them out there and you just cap them up for me. And I'm gonna give you $3,500 a week. Still couldn't process it, but I'm like, all right. And like clockwork, from October to March the 1st of 1994, I got like 30 of my own before I'm even off home monitor. So now when I get off home monitor, he like, boy, what's up? Now mind you, I'm coming out because I'm working at Popeyes up on York Road. You think what I'm saying? But I'm already lumped up now when I'm coming out. You think what I'm saying? Got my chain back and all that shit, 2 pages. And then I got bras as my supervisors. You know what I mean? I ain't no bad looking dude. You know what I mean? I'm fresh coming up in there with my little Popeyes uniform on. So every time it was too many people, the label was up, they're like, who want to leave? Me, because I lived in Essex, right? So once you come 100 yards away from, 100 feet away from the box, it don't pick up no more. So I'm in the city. I mean, I'm everywhere on home monitor. I'm in DC, I'm here, I'm there, I'm doing everything on home monitor. I just got a certain time to be in the house. They let me out at 12:30, I had to be to work by 4. I got off at 12:30 at night, I had to be home by 4.
Now hold on.
And I'm in a car.
Late 80s.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
You just spoke about DC. Did you know about what's going on in DC at that time? Did you play any game? Did you have any situations out there?
So I never got up to play in the Urban Coalition.
All right.
In Urban. That was the thing, that everybody in Baltimore, you know, they had certain teams. They was just having one team that it was represented. Sometimes I couldn't make the motherfucking team because we was loaded. You wasn't just getting people from my rec. You was getting people who was, you know, a couple years older than me and who was All-Americans on their team. So they come together and form Voltron. You know what I mean? We go up to DC and they play against the youth teams up in DC or the high school teams in DC or whatever.
What about the other side of the track?
No, I never got down with nobody as far as that.
in DC?
But I was locked up with a lot of those guys, and you know, we just sit around and tell stories.
And I'm gonna ask you about that in a minute too.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so we just sit around and tell stories about that, he's doing this, doing that, or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. So we go back, and you said it's about 94.
Yeah, this is 94.
Okay, so
Yep.
about 94. So now you're out. You got this whole situation clicking.
Yeah, so I get off home monitor. And then my man asked me, he said, "Boy, so what's up? What you want to do?" Then, mind you, I was talking about trying to get back in school, you know what I mean? And, you know, really wanting to play, man. I really wanted to chase my goals, you know what I mean? And my aspirations, my dreams, my ambitions. But, man, when I finally got off home monitor and I got a chance to get around the organization and see what was going on, he said, "Well, what you want to do?" I said, "I think I'm already doing it." You know what I mean? So I went from getting back into school and possibly, you know, maybe going overseas or, you know, getting to the league or whatever like that, to now I'm playing for one-on-one for 500. We playing against your crew and my crew for 5,000. You know what I mean? And that's what it was, man. You know what I mean? And so I was still playing down the dome. When everybody came home, it was playing down the dome. You know what I mean? And this is one of the things that hurt me more than anything. So because the young kids that looked up to me never seen me going hand in hand at that time, because now at this time I had arrived now, you know what I mean? Once I got off home monitor and I was back in the organization I was in, that hand in hand shit was over with.
Yeah.
Now I'm posted, I got a spot here, I got a spot there, got an all night spot there. I mean, we jumping, you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they never seen me doing anything other than reaping the benefits of being in the street. They see me driving. They see me with 2-3 broads. You know what I mean? I'm giving them money, telling them stay in school now, and things like that. And I'm still, now my shit done stepped up. I got another few little pieces with nice little stones that I weigh out from time to time, whatever. So shit then has gone to another level now, right? But like I said, I'm still playing out of the dome. Everybody still like me. I'm still going down there, you know, doing my thing down there or whatever like that. But in all reality, I'm still leading these kids astray because I'm making it seem like it's okay to do. I'm gonna do it like Charlie doing it. So now, when I wind up, you know, getting my head cracked, you know what I mean? Like, I say the end of 94, December 22nd, 1994, right? I ain't been off home monitor but a couple of months. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't been home a whole fucking year. And I get jammed up 2 days before Christmas, 3 days before Christmas. Just coming from the table. Always got somebody bagging, you know what I mean? So you know what? Let me get some extra little things because we got a bomb that ready to come out tomorrow. So let me go and cap and free them things up, you know what I mean? So I can go get them out, let the people know what's coming out tomorrow. You know what I mean? Then I got like 4,000 in my pocket because it's a couple days before Christmas. And I'm getting ready to go do some Christmas shopping, you know what I mean? And I kept my joint in the car with me. I don't want to hurt nobody, but I'm working. You can't come take my shit. That's all I'm telling you, you know what I mean? Yes, so, you know what I mean? I got the motherfucker in the seat like it's a holster, you know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm like, I come through, and it seemed like nobody is outside. It's like a fucking ghost town. My oldest brother and his main man out there playing chess. It's cold as shit outside.
On the block.
December 22nd, I didn't find out till through my lawyer that December 22nd is the darkest day of the year. I didn't know that. That's how work she did. Come find out to support my case, right? So now I pulls up, get out of the car, and walking over towards my brother now, right? Police been in the corner. He's in the police car, but he just got the park lights on. He ain't got no sirens, none of that shit on. But when I seen him, I rolled back the opposite way and said, "This motherfucker ain't gonna go by me. Let me go ahead and park." Bluffing. Man, I get in the car, pull up 2 car spaces and park. Skirt, boom, get me. But because we had secret compartments in the car, I was loaded in the car too.
So hold on, you was living at like that at that point. You was doing the secret compartments.
Oh man, yeah, we was.
So all right, so let's go. All right, so let's go there. How much would you say it was? Was it to that point where you had secret compartment type money?
So what I did was I got adopted into a multi-million-dollar herbal ring.
All right,
Just put it that way.
So all right, yeah.
I'm fresh. I ain't starting nothing. I'm fresh coming out. The shit was already established when I got in, but because of who I am and because of the kind of guy I was when I was on the street, and I mean, I guess it ain't nothing to toot your horn about again, but at that time, there's no dope fiend that could come through East Baltimore and say that I ain't never take a short, that I let him ill, that I ain't take change, I ain't do a favor. Never. And that's another reason why I didn't have no problems when I was in the joint. Because I ain't look at a dope fiend, disrespect and kick him in his ass, tell him get you. He ain't always been no dope fiend. And if you're thinking, man, I need him to keep getting high. How the fuck I gonna get some money if he ain't getting high no more? And he the same come through and cop 10 times a day. How you not gonna get this joke or nothing?
Yeah.
He's sitting there high. Somebody come from west, anywhere, boy, they like where it's at, and he pointed where it's at.
Right where it's
He's
at.
my guy.
Yeah.
Any of them my guy. So I always embraced those who had a substance abuse, who had a substance issue.
So was it more like I said, and I know, I ain't even gonna hold you. You talking secret compartments, you getting secret compartment money?
Yeah. Well, again, let's put it this way, because I don't want to toot my own horn like I was a millionaire. What I want to tell you is that I was adopted into a multi-million-dollar heroin ring already. So that's all a part of the gadgets. When I come in, boy, this is what it is. Tuck them up in there, lock him up. Boy, it look like the regular shit. If you hit the button.
So I'm sorry. So they box you that day.
Box me in.
Got the compartments.
But the only issue was because I'm already loaded in there for the next day, right? My only thing was, and I replay it over and over, is that I didn't make a left turn up Register Street. So if I'd have went up Register Street, my Register Street ain't this motherfucker big. Only a car can get through it. You know what I mean? And it's a one way. So I could have took my chances to go and hit the button, putting the joint in there, and putting what I had in my pockets and everything inside of there. But I don't know why I called myself trying to bluff these folks, but that's how it's supposed to be written. That's how it was written. It was in the cards that way for it to happen like that.
Okay.
So all they got was the money off me, the few pills, and the joint that I had on me.
Which that's what they
but
wanted.
But at that time, at that 90s, that 92 to 94 period is when we was having a whole lot of murders then.
Absolutely.
And this is what they're trying to do now is when they talk about having the feds come in, that task force coming in just to attack the guns, because if the feds come in and attack the guns, anybody with 2 felonies and didn't have a gun in their case, they go on straight feds and it's going to be mandatory minimums. Ain't no more getting Warren Brown and he know the judge and they know Merlin Mosby and all that shit because they eat lunch and all that shit together. Nah, federal judges don't get who you are and who you know. This is what the guideline says, and this is the category that you fall in, and this is what you're going to get. Unless you play ball with them, you know what I mean? But I ain't had nothing to play with them, and they ain't even come at me with that shit. Man, and then I was so naive, and I ain't even try to crack and try to get the accept responsibility. You know, there's a difference between cooperating and accept responsibility. Accept responsibility is, okay, that's what you found, okay, that's what it is, I'm accepting that, and anything else you know about, and let me go about my business. Not no, but I was getting that from such and such a, nah, that ain't how I get that.
So hold on, but you just said on a accept responsibility, if a dude do accept responsibility, does that mean everybody that's a co-defendant got to take that charge, or every co-defendant is off and he just take all of what they know?
No. The best thing is always try to get a severance. Severance is, I'm separating my case from y'all.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'll get my lawyer to go in and say, listen, my client is willing to accept responsibility for what y'all found in his car or whatever like that. And then I'm gonna cop out and I'm gonna go ahead and run.
I got you.
So I don't want to get caught, and a part of my plea would be knowing and unknowing, meaning the shit that they know and don't know about. So now when y'all go to trial and y'all get out there, my name come up in that shit, I ain't got nothing to do with it no more, because I done already copped and got the fuck out y'all way. So I got my shit separated, but I didn't have to do that because I was only by myself.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So it ain't having to do with nobody else.
This was a single case, you had no co-defendants?
No co-defendant, I was by myself.
Okay.
And it was originally state. But the only reason why it went to the feds is because they jumped in and grabbed the gun. You know what I mean? Damn. And because I was one of the early ones to get knocked off with that task force when they was coming trying to get guns. Not that I killed 30. You know what I mean?
But
it just happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just happened.
Yeah, okay.
And that was, believe it or not, man, I always would accredit that to one of the best things that happened to me. You know what I mean? Because I had to go through that. I had to go through it because it shaped and molded me into the guy that I am now.
That's now, but how did you feel about it then?
At the time, I said a bunch of why me's, because remember on the first case, I was the only one who went to jail because I had to step up and take, and, get my mom and them off. And then on this one again, it's like, okay, goddamn, why I keep getting, you know what I mean? You hear shooting up, they ain't getting jammed up. You know, they getting caught with shit like that, they get probation or whatever. They told me I was a danger to the community, ain't give me no bail, or none of that shit.
Like you had any murders on your
But then I realized, no, And then I realized that
That's fucked up.
I'm the chosen one. Meaning that one thing we know for sure is I've handled a situation where I had multiple co-defendants before, right? And now here we go again. I don't have any co-defendants. Why do it keep being me? But I'm one that can set responsibility for whatever I involve myself in. I make a conscious decision. I do know that there's consequences behind it. So I go ahead and take that shit on the chin, and I just go right on and do it.